Okay, so I'm going to talk just really quickly about anti-theft technology. This is the logo that you have for your machine, and if you purchase a machine with anti-theft technology, you get this logo, which is a theft deterrent sticker. And anti-theft technology has been in the market for a couple of years. We just released version 3.0 of anti-theft, which has a bunch of new features. So what anti-theft technology does, it allows you to lock your system down if it's been lost or stolen. So if a thief steals your notebook, or if it's lost, you can report it stolen. And what anti-theft technology does is it disables the notebook. So a thief cannot use it or sell it, because anytime they try to boot it, they receive a message that will pop up on the screen, not allowing it to boot until you have the proper password. So it disables the system, and it also allows you to customize the message, so you can specify what message you'd like to have on the system. If someone finds it, to offer a reward or a phone number to call in order to return the system to its owner. So if you go to the next slide and show the example of the message.
Can I just speak to someone?
Yeah.
안티세프트 테크놀로지로 저희가 이게 버전이 3.0인데 나온 지 꽤 됐습니다. 사실은 근데 그 이후로 많이 기술이 개선되고 지금 뭐 데모 보여드리려고 하는 것 중에 하나도 여러 가지 기능들을 넣은 건데요. 근본적으로 저희가 비즈니스 플랫폼으로도 출발했던 건데 이것이 지금 도난 방지 기술로서 지금 많은 종류의 앱들이 채택되고 있고 그 마크가 이제 저희 엔타이세프트가 지원된다는 것들을 표현하고 있는 마크입니다.
Okay. So we were not going to do a live demo of this, but this is a message that would show up on the screen when a system has been disabled. So you can specify, if you find the machine, please call this phone number and return it to the owner. And also, anytime a thief would try to sell a system, this message would come up and show that it's been disabled. So there's no way that anyone would ever purchase the system. So it's very easy to use, and it locks the system down at the chipset level, so you can't change out the hard drive or replace the CPU or anything. The system fully becomes unusable without the password.
이제 칩셋 레벨에서 지원되는 거기 때문에 뭐 하드 디스크를 뺀다거나 뭐 등등 그 관련 없이 이것이 지금 그 도난 상태가 발견되면 이제 언락돼서 저런 메시지가 계속 뜨게 됩니다. 그리고 패스워드를 특별히 지정된 것들을 넣기 전까지는 이것들 시스템이 계속적으로 동작되지 않게 됩니다.
Okay.
Frank, quick time check. How much time do we have left?
We have 몇 시까지 우리 하고 있지? 12시까지.
So
We have about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, so
yeah, we want to move on because we've got a lot of stuff. You haven't seen anything on the other side of the table there.
Okay. 바로 지나가겠습니다.
Okay. So what we'd like to start talking about first is some concepts. So, you know, one of the things that PCCG does, in addition to making the CPUs and the graphics and so on that you've seen, is we can actually design a whole system, and we work closely with OEMs to help bring some of these new innovations to market. And we do this using knowledge of the market, working with the OEMs, and also the user experience. What do users like to do? What are the top usages and so on? And then we have very technical teams in mechanical and electrical development that can help design the whole system. And then we can bring out this platform innovation.
여기 뭐 기념 설명인데 혹시 하시죠?
Okay. So here are some of the examples of Intel innovations we've done over the years, and we'll show you a couple that we brought with us. But we've done things like tablets. We worked with HP on the NB. This was a system from Lenovo with dual screens, so you had an extra screen, so on. So we've done a number of different concepts. So let's go ahead and talk about one of the ones that was just introduced this year, the ASA Iconia. We want to show that. So this is a very unique system in the sense that it has two screens, and it can be used, you can turn it over and read it like a book. You can turn it the other way.
Yeah, so it's a notebook that has two full touch screens, and there's no keyboard, as you can see. So this system was jointly designed by Intel and Acer to bring to market. And with you could hold it sideways like a book, and you could use it as an e-reader where you'd have 2 pages to read for a book. I'll show you a couple of other things. If you put both hands on the keyboard, you can see a keyboard pops up. So now you have an actual a full keyboard as you would with a normal notebook. So that's one of the features. And also you can make. Oh, sorry, I turned it off.
And one of the unique things about this is, as Paul just showed, you see touch screens that can recognize 2 fingers and so on. This can recognize 10. So that's really one of the innovations, is the fact that you have multi-finger touch possible. So you
Yes,
can
I'll show you another example. So if you touch it with one hand, you'll get a gesture wheel. And I can type a variety of gestures into this, like for example, I'll type an L, and an L is a gesture I've defined to lock the system. So now it just locks, you can see. I'll unlock it. I could type, let's see, I think I made an N, and if I type an N, it goes to CNN. So it'll automatically open a browser window, and you can see here, go to CNN website. So you may define a whole bunch of different gestures and features as you use the system.
And can you expand the...
Yeah.
지금 보시다시피 여기 터치 스크린이 2손을 인지해서 키보드로 동작할 것인지, 한 손을 인지해서 마우스 휠이나 이런 것들 인지할 것인지, 또는 제스처를 인지해서 어떤 사이트가 미리 사전에 등록된 명령들을 수행할 것인지를 프로그램 되어 있기 때문에 굉장히 새로운 디자인으로 시도해서 에이서하고 인텔이 같이 만들어낸 제품.
So I may use one web page on both screens. I could specify to have one across both screens. I could specify also to show websites on different screens as well.
듀얼
So,
스크린처럼
yes.
화면을 분할해서 사용할 수도 있는.
Yeah, so I can. You have the capability to use both screens with different content on each screen. So this just an example. I'll show you maybe one other thing with the. Let's see here. Maybe with the some examples, but a very new and innovative usage model that brings touch to both screens. So, does anyone have any questions about this? Otherwise, we'll keep moving because we have around 5 or 6 other things to show. Okay, and you can come up after we're finished to take a closer look at any of these systems.
So 끝나고 다시 궁금한 거 있으면 말씀해 주시죠.
So one of the other innovations, we worked with Lenovo on this one. This is the Lenovo U260, and as what you can see is it's a very thin design. It's 0.7 inches thick, and one of the unique things about it is the issue with getting a laptop to be very thin is to figure out how to expel the heat, because there's the different components within the laptop generate heat, and unless you can figure out how to essentially get rid of it, it makes it very difficult to make a thin system. And so one of the unique things we did with this Lenovo system is, you can see, this is the keyboard. We took one apart, and over here there's a fan, and what we did is we worked with them. There's this material that lets air through, but it doesn't let any water through. Do you want to?
지금 이거 르노버에서 새로 나온 디자인 아마 보신 분들 계시겠는데 굉장히 얇고 유니크하게 잘 디자인된 건데, 특히 많이 개선된 부분이 이 키보드 패널을 통해서 열을 배출할 수 있게 설계되어 있기 때문에 이 열에 관련된 부분을 더 얇게 디자인할 수 있어서 지금 이와 같이 굳이 얇은 디자인이 가능한 거고요. 지금 특별한 물질들이 공기만 투과하고 물은 안 들어가는 물질로 지금 코팅되어 있는데, 제작되어 있는 걸 지금 보여드리려고 물을 뿌려놓은.
So you can see, I put a drop of water. The water does not go through, but air can go through. And so this is very useful for somebody who wants to make something that's spill resistant, but at the same time wants to get the air through and make the system very thin. So this is one of the other technologies we help bring to market.
이것이 동시에 스피드 프루프도 되지만, 또 동시에 이제 물을 엎질렀을 때 이제 뭐 시스템 만들면서 예방할 수 있지만, 또 특히하게 공기가 잘 통과될 수 있게 디자인되어 있기 때문에 저것을 굉장히 더 열 관련된 기구를 얇게 해서 노트북을 얇게 디자인할 수 있는 거예요.
Yeah, so normally the notebook would suck air in on the bottom and then draw through the process and then blow the air out. Now the air comes in through the keyboard and then just goes straight through the system coming out on the bottom, so it just goes right
Okay,
through.
from
That
top to
makes
bottom.
the system very thin.
오케이. 그 실제로 에어플로우는 이 윗부분에서 밑으로 배출되는 형태를 가지고 있습니다. 통상 옆에서 위에서 내려와서 이 옆에는 밑으로 빠지는 거예요. 통상 다른 그 옆이나 이런 데서 팬이 돌아가고 있는 제품들과는 달리 저렇게 디자인돼요.
So let's move on to the next category, and this is really some of the new things that are going on in netbooks. So, one of the things we want to show is this market is really changing, and you're getting a lot of excitement, a lot of new things coming to the market. So we've got different examples of this. One is the sleek form factor. So actually the same team that designed this breathable keyboard also designed this concept. It's called cannoli, and you can see how thin it is. I talked about this, this thin system here, and 0.7 inches, and you can see how much thinner this is. You can actually fit two of these in a standard envelope. That's how.
Cannoli platform, right?
Yes,
This is
cannoli. This is
netbook.
Netbook, correct, based on
지금
It's a dual core netbook.
오케이, this is 이거 듀얼 코어 넷북 플랫폼이고 그 굉장히 얇은 거 지난번에 저희가 소개드리긴 했지만 실질적으로 저도 제품 보는 거는
Okay, so here's one example.
Okay, another example. This is the Dell Inspiron Duo. So you can see it looks like a standard netbook. The screen, as you can see, swivels. So if I swivel it around and close the screen, now it becomes a tablet. So I have a standard tablet here, and you can see the tablet interface. So I can open it up, and then I have a regular netbook. So this is another unique form factor. They call it a convertible tablet. So.
델에서 만든 굉장히 히트친 제품인데 이렇게 스크린 돌리면은 넷북처럼 사용하고 다시 돌리면 타블렛처럼 사용할 수 있게 디자인된 제품이어서.
Okay, so now another feature that we've added is called wireless music. So I'm going to show you that as well. I'll show you that here on this. Actually.
그리고 지금 넷북을 소개해드린 김에 그 넷북에서 영상을 보낼 수는 없지만 와이어리스를 통해서 이 음악은 보낼 수 있습니다. 그래서 와이어리스 뮤직이라는 것을 통해서 이제 보내는 걸 시연해드리려고 합니다. 넷북을 통해서 이런 하이 데피니션 오디오가 지원되는 기기 또는 이 HD TV에서 사운드를 지원하기 때문에 음악을 전송하는 걸 보여드리려고 합니다.
So this is very similar to wireless display, but it's music only. So you see the small box back there. It's just very small. It's like a wireless display adapter. It receives a signal from this netbook, but it's for music only. So it doesn't do any video, only for audio.
And it's available at a much lower price point. So for instance, Logitech announced it for around $30 US in the market.
이게 약 30불 정도 US 달러 하는 작은 어댑터고 저거는 영상 신호 아니고 음성 신호만 접속하기 때문에 더 저가로 만들 수 있고 개념은 비슷합니다. 우리 그 TV에 와이어리스 디스플레이 했던 것과 비슷하지만 실제로 음성만 그러니까 소리만 전송되는 기술입니다.